welcome here into the United States as well. I know you were just in Australia for quite a while.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
I was there for 4 months, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. I love it. I tell you, I was actually, but I love it down there. I was sad to leave. It's a beautiful country.
Did you get a chance to throw a boomerang while you were down there?
You know, actually, at Easter, my buddy took me on this adventure trip, and we stopped. He's very good friends with the tribal elders in Uluru, you know, Ayers Rock. I don't know if you know that very famous rock in Australia. And we're there, and the light's going down. We're with all the tribal elders, and one of them's like, "Here, I'm going to show you a boomerang." And he stands up, and he throws the boomerang, and it just keeps going. And it lands on the other side of a tree. And he literally just goes, huh, and walks away. And that was my... to me, it was... I thought, I can't believe a tribal elder of the Aborigine tribe is going to show me how to throw a boomerang. And it just... never saw it again.
Essentially,
I don't even know. It's probably still there.
You're just playing fetch without a dog, I guess, huh? Wow, that's something. Now, you get a chance to have fun while you're there, I guess, from this trip, or is it all work while you're...
No. I mean, I always like to get some adventures in there. Where I always kind of have a nose for that. Okay, who's going to take me on? I'm adventurous.
I'm not adventurous. Like they have that bridge in Sydney, and you can walk along the top of it.
Yes.
I chose not to.
Actually, I chose not to as well.
You did?
Yeah.
Why not?
No, I didn't choose not to. I just never got around to it.
You never got around to it.
Yeah.
Well, because you were doing more fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of that kind of stuff on the movie. The movie was very adventurous as well. You know,
was it?
Yeah, a lot of fighting and a lot of, you know, a lot of craziness on that. But
I see.
But then there was trips as well.
He said, now you brought some video of one of these trips that it's a fishing trip, correct?
I don't kind of know what it was a everything trip, you know.
Okay.
It was a lot of stuff going on, and actually that's the reason I brought it, because I was telling your producer, well, we did this. There were crocodiles, and there were boars, and then there was, you know, and being dropped off and he's like, seriously? And this is all in 2 days? And he said, I don't think I believe you. So okay, I'm gonna, you know.
So there were crocodiles and there were boars. Why were there crocodiles and boars?
This guy is quite a famous adventurer out in Australia.
What's his name?
I don't want to say his name.
Okay.
Because there was...
now I really want to hear
There's a lot of stuff I couldn't even put on this video, by the way.
Oh, is that right?
This is the tame stuff, right?
Okay.
But, and we pretty much arrived, and he gives me a rifle. I mean, because they have a lot of feral animals, like buffalo and stuff, and he's like, you want to, you know, because they kill them every year, and I said, no. I mean, I kill things in movies, but not for, you know, it's not my thing.
You only kill humans.
I only kill humans. And I was... so he gives me this lever-action shotgun, though, before he even tells me what it's for. And I'm thinking, I've never used one of these before. So, you know, he says, have a hold of that. So I pull it in, and immediately the trigger goes right into my hand. I'm there 5 minutes, and I know this guy's thinking, all right, this is Leonidas. How tough is it? Goes into my hand. I'm looking like, oh, God. Pull it out. And I'm thinking, I'm not even going to say anything, you know. But we looked at a minute later, and the blood is pouring from my hands. It's just pouring. And he's like, what happened to you? And I'm, no, it's fine. So they bandaged me up. And then he's like, now we're going to go fishing. Yeah, so we did this blue hole fishing where you go in the chopper and you land on the edge of this coral just as the tide's gone out. And you fish in these holes, and there's sharks swimming about. Oh, no. And if you catch a fish, you got to pull it in like 10 seconds or the shark's going to take it.
Wow.
And any time we were fishing, because we do heli fishing, so you stop off at rivers and you fish for barramundi. And he kept going, no, because I get really keen. I'm like right in there. And he says, don't go too close to the edge because there's crocodile in there. So there was crocodile everywhere we were. But within half an hour, I've done this, then we go straight to this blue hole, and then I end up falling in the blue hole, and I cut what was on my right leg, cut all my leg in the coral, right? So now blood's pouring down my leg, and I'm all bandaged up there like, I mean, it was just...
You're bait at this point.
I'm bait.
Yeah.
I was pretty much...
Now, we have this, let's take a look at this video and tell us what we're seeing here. This is, wow.
Oh, he's now dropped us in the middle of the ocean, right? Oh. And then he flew away, and the tide, you know, they just dropped us, and it was like right up to our waist, and I just remember saying, are you sure the tide's going out? And where's he going anyway? So he comes back.
Well, you're in the middle of the ocean there.
We're like a sandbanks about 1.5 miles out in the middle of the ocean. Then he realized that he didn't have an engine. Look at him. And this is him also saying,
oh, yeah.
Like, look at this.
This guy.
Stuff, I mean, he's insane.
Yeah, this is not a guy you should be hanging around with in general.
No, this is how we were flying about, right? And then, yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Laughing like a little kid. I spent a lot of time on my phone here, I realize.
Oh, you got a fan boat.
And by the way, We didn't even have the best bit of this, which is us spinning round like it's 70 miles an hour doing a spin, and him in the chopper right above us. I mean, it was...
Who is that guy? The guy in the...
Oh, that's Big Macca. So I got to tell you about Macca, though, right? Macca, who has quite a shady and interesting past. He was in a gang of outlawed bikers. But when he saw my cuts, he gets out this first aid kit, and he's like, no, wait. And he starts cleaning. He said, you got to understand, coral will grow inside these wounds. And he spends about half an hour washing out my wounds. This big guy is like a mountain of a man.
Wow. Yeah, that's a beautiful experience you had with
Beautiful experience I had with Macca, yeah.
We're going to take a break. Gerrard Butler is here. We'll be right back.
You wouldn't believe how much everything's changed.
Your son's changed Bert for the better. I think we did well with this one, Val.
Yes, Dad?
I got it.
I'm a little out of practice.
Well, you know, I didn't marry you for your cooking.
I hope not. Her meatballs could kill more beasts than a battle axe. I've still got a few knocking around in here.
That's Gerrard Butler and How to Train Your Dragon 2, the sequel, which I presume means, and I don't correct me if I'm wrong, that they didn't train the dragons right the first time, I guess.
Yeah, it could probably have been more aptly named. But if you have a great franchise, I guess you got to stick with the name, you know?
Is it fun to see your voice coming out of one of these characters like that?
It is, actually. It is, but it's especially, you know, they use a lot of your movement, which I hadn't realized until the first movie, but there was a time when I was, my principal animator sent me video next to Stoic as a part of the movie when I'm saying, you know, Odin, it was rough. I almost gave up on you, dude. And doing this with my eyebrows and my hands. And it was the exact same movements that
is
they used.
weird.
So then you're kind of like, oh, I feel like I'm just a little more than a voice now, you know? But
yeah, maybe you should be getting paid more than you are in that situation.
So weird. I was just thinking that as I was saying that, and we're definitely on the same track.
Have you seen the movie with an audience yet? Have you had the chance to see it with, like, families and that kind of thing?
Yeah. We had the premiere on Sunday. And it was I mean, the movie's fantastic, I have to say. I was even questioning, I didn't know where they could go with it because I loved the first one so much.
Yeah.
But it's phenomenal, and the atmosphere was incredible, and it just got such a massive ovation at the end. It was all kids, and so after it was beautiful. And after the movie, I was outside, and all these kids come up because they all say to the parents, nobody believes I'm Stoic, right? Because I'm like, you know, sweet and giggly like I normally, and then you go, Stoic, who's this big? So the parents would all be coming up. This happened about 10 times where they're like, I don't, you know, he doesn't believe you're really Stoic. So I'd do the voice. And right, hiccup, that's enough. And then you'd see these like covered in spit, and they're kind of like, and they're half like, you know, oh, this is actually starting. The other half is like, I want to go. Like 2 of them started crying, and then I did this thing where I'm like, hey, look, if I did the impersonation, you got to give me a hug. So I spent most of the premiere on my knees chasing wailing little kids because they all want to run away. You know, I'm like, get back here, give me a hug. I was pretending to be sweet, but it was really quite sadistic.
Now, you and I had a little competition this afternoon, and neither of us knows the outcome of that competition. And this is something we've only done once before. I did it with Pharrell, and it went okay. I think it went pretty well, but I feel like I did great this time. I don't know how you did because they keep it a secret from me. But what we did is we went out onto Hollywood Boulevard with a cell phone and to see how many, you know what a selfie is? Well, to see how many toofies, pictures with strangers we could get in a 30-second time period. And I'm going to warn you right now, I got a lot of them. I did. So when we come back, what do we call this again? Oh, well, we came up with a great name. It's the Two-Fee Shootout, and we'll be right back with that. Gerrard Butler is here. Stick around. Hi there, we're back with Gerrard Butler, still coming, Megan Good, and Modest Yahoo. So it's time now for the Two-Fee Shootout. The competition is this. We went out on the street with a cell phone to see how many selfies with 2 people. Now, the rule is, these strangers that we approach, you have to get 2 eyes and a mouth in the shot. My eyes, my mouth have to be in the shot, the other person's eyes and the other person's mouth, the same for you. So I went first. Here's how that went.
Two-Fee Shootout. Jimmy, take your position. On your mark, get set.
Selfie. 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 Hi, selfie. Hi, selfie. Hi, selfie. Hi, selfie. Hi, selfie. Selfie, please. Hi, selfie. Hi, selfie. Selfie. How are you? Hi, selfie. Selfie. Real quick. Selfie. I get credit for that one. I get credit for that one. All right. I said I get credit for that one, even though it was outside. I actually don't get credit for that one.
Good.
I think I did pretty well. Now, again, we're going to go ahead and add these up at the end, but let's see how Gerrard fared.
2 feet, shoot at.
Gerrard, take your position. On your mark, get set.
Can I do a selfie? Can I do a selfie? Give man. Can I do a selfie? Give man. Selfie. Hello, you. How are you? Selfie. Michael Jackson. Selfie. 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 There you go. Oh. Hey, how are you, man? Yeah, nice to meet you. Selfie. 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 Yes. Yeah, I think he called selfies. They're two pieces. Hello. 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 Gotta go this way. Selfie. Selfie. How are you, man? Selfie. Hey. Selfie. Yo. Selfie. Oh, Jimmy Kimmel, I am taking you down. Selfie. Are we finished?
That was solid. This is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Let's go through and add them up. We'll start with mine. I don't think I get credit for that one. All right, that's still 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, you're right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, nothing. Okay. 11, 12, and just me. All right. Are there any others? 13. 13 is my number. That's pretty good. I think the last time I only got 8.
No.
This is tough. Now let's see how Gerrard did. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't count.
No.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Oh my God.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You win. Gerrard Butler, everybody. How to Train Your Dragon 2 opens Friday. We'll be right back with Making Good.